The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Okay, so today we were diving into something different, something really cool.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We are going to plan like a really unique beach vacation.
Love it.
Right. And, our listeners, they're always up for experiences off like the beaten path.
Yeah.
And I think I found the perfect spot. Are you ready to explore Bald Head Island? It's in North Carolina.
Absolutely. And you're so right about Bald Head Island being unique.
Yeah.
Planning a trip anywhere takes thought, but going somewhere like Bald Head Island where you literally disconnect from the mainland, well, that requires a little bit of extra thought.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect segue into like what really caught my attention during the research for this.
Okay.
There are no cars allowed on the island.
None.
Like literally no cars.
Wow.
I have to admit, I am so curious how that actually works when you're there.
I know. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Instead of cars, picture golf carts and bicycles just winding through these sandy paths, And it creates this unbelievably peaceful atmosphere, which is so different from your typical beach town that's like all hustle and bustle.
Oh my gosh, I bet. I was reading an article and said that because there aren't any cars, traditional crafts are having this resurgence on the island.
Really?
Yeah. People have so much more time for things like basket weaving and boat building. It's like stepping back in time. Have you noticed that at all?
Absolutely. The community on Bald Head Island really emphasizes their connection to the history of the island.
Yeah.
And you can see it in all the local shops and art galleries, even just by talking to the people who live there year-round.
Yeah.
It's just a slower pace of life.
I love that. And I bet that sense of community is incredible, especially since everyone's sharing the ferry and the paths and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk logistics. If our listener is planning a trip to Bald Head Island, what's the very first thing they should know?
Well, first off, the ferry is the only way to get to the island. So you have to book in advance, especially if it's peak season or you might get stuck on the mainland.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and think really carefully about how much you're packing.
Okay.
You have to lug it on and off the ferry, and then maybe even on a golf cart, too.
So if ferry's booked, we're packing light. What's next? Other than just enjoying the beach.
Right. Well, Bald Head Island has a lot more to offer than just the beaches.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's a ton of history there, like the old Baldy Lighthouse.
Yeah.
It's iconic, right? But it's not just beautiful. It was also used to, signal-coded messages during the Civil War.
No way. That's so cool.
I know.
That is a serious landmark with some stories to tell.
Definitely.
I can just imagine secret agents sending coded messages and pirates.
Uh-huh, yeah. The waters around Bald Head Island, they've seen a lot of shipwrecks.
Oh, really?
And there's a lot of pirate tales out there.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to dive into that history, you have to visit the Maritime Museum.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I am officially sold.
Good.
Beaches, history, a slower pace of life.
Yeah.
This is definitely going on the bucket list. But if you could give just one piece of advice to someone planning their trip, what would you say?
I would say to embrace the unexpected.
Oh.
The ferries run on their own time, the weather can change really quickly, and you could end up sharing a golf cart ride with a local.
That sounds amazing.
It is. Just let go of that strict itinerary and go with the flow,
I love that. So can you just imagine yourself stepping off the ferry, right? You're on these sandy paths, you feel the salty air in your hair, and all you hear are the waves and the seagulls.
I can just picture it.
No car horns, no traffic, just pure relaxation and the chance to discover someplace totally different.
It really is an escape like no other, a chance to reconnect with nature and yourself.
And a simpler way of life, too.
Exactly.
Bald Head Island, definitely worth adding to that travel bucket list.
Definitely.
All right, well, that is all the time we have for today's deep dive.
It was a good one.
It was. So until next time, happy travels.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.